y'all. Hey, hey, hey. All right, let's see. Do I do what you
Hey, y'all. Hey, hey, hey.
All righty. All right. Let's get started. Welcome back to my channel. This is Adana, also known as the Afrozine. And today I'm reading for the beautiful, handsome collective. Hello, collective. How you doing? Flowers, flowers, flowers. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell to book a private reading with me or to shop in my store. All that information is in the description box below. All right. Don't forget to grab this copy over here. All right. Wisdom Beyond Wounds is readily available for purchase on Amazon.com. I also have some other publications as well. I also have adult coloring books as well on Amazon. All you have to do is just type in my name, Adana Bernard, and you'll see all my other publications as well. But thank you so much for your immense support. It is truly appreciated. Also, we do have a Wisdom Beyond Wounds community group as well too. And that community group is found on Facebook. So if you feel that you're ready to take your healing to the next level here, definitely make sure that you join us on Facebook. We are interacting with each other every day. It is a really good space. It's very, we'll say clean, it's very light. The community is, well, basically creating a community of individuals that can help each other out surrounding, your healing path, your healing journey here, okay? Only request that I ask is that you make sure that if you are going to join us on that, in that group there, to just make sure that you are engaging again, okay? Because the more that you engage, the more help you will receive, okay? This is it's not a dress, it's not a top, it's a one-piece suit. Yeah, it's a one suit piece, yeah. But thank you. Ross, girl, I got this from Ross. All right, let's get into this channel message here. The narcissist world is falling apart, or I think the channel message here was their hypocrisy is falling apart, or the hypocrite is falling apart. So I took the liberty of breaking down what hypocrisy looks like, or what hypocrites look like here surrounding narcissism, okay? And then we'll get into the cards later. So a narcissist lives in a world where rules only apply when they benefit from them. Their hypocrisy isn't accidental, it's very strategic in nature. They demand loyalty while being disloyal. This is the hypocrisy, or the hypocritical parts of themselves here, okay? They demand loyalty while being disloyal. Okay, they expect for you to be very loyal to them. They expect for you to tell them the truth and nothing but the truth, but they're okay with being disloyal to you. They're okay with lying to you. They're okay with trying to sweep things under the rug here, okay? They preaching honesty while lying without blinking. So they prefer that you would preach the honesty, or you would tell the truth here, while they basically lie towards you here. And they expect respect when given none in return, okay? Their entire identity is built on double standards, because the truth of who they actually are cannot survive under the same scrutiny that they force upon others here, okay? So being very hypocritical when it comes to narcissists here is their shield and also their weapon. They use it to control narratives, destabilize your sense of reality or your perception, and they keep themselves elevated. Let me repeat that. Narcissistic individuals love to utilize hypocrisy or hypocritical stances or strategic methods in this way here to control narratives, to destabilize your sense of reality and perception, and to also keep themselves elevated. So the more that your perception is desensitized or de-evolved, the more they feel like that they can evolve, or they can go ahead of, above you here. So basically they're stepping on your toes, or they're stepping on your back here to ensure that they keep you in an illusion state, okay? When they accuse you of behaviors they actively engage in, what they're doing is that they're projecting onto you. They're projecting the parts of themselves that they refuse to acknowledge here. Okay, so this is why a lot of people, including children as well too, because I noticed when I was growing up, I would always get the dirty end of the stick when it came to my mother figure and the stepfather figure here, that anything that they do could never be wrong. And my mother will always tell me to honor thy mother and honor thy father. She would never ever mention the part of, there's a other part where you don't provoke your children as well. She would never recite that part. I didn't learn about that part until I was an actual adult here. But nonetheless here, using my experience as an example here, this mother father figure here would always try to project as to how they're truly feeling about themselves onto me, and I always got the brunt of it here. So that's just an example. They refuse to acknowledge the truth that you were speaking, or they refuse to acknowledge actually the lies as well too, because even though you're speaking truth, there are going to be people out there that are not going to acknowledge the lies that they speak, even though they know deep down inside that they're actually lying as well. Okay, so it's not that they don't see the contradictions, is that their ego cannot handle accountability. Let me repeat that. It's not that they don't see their contradictions, it's that their ego cannot handle accountability. So them being very hypocritical allows them to dodge responsibility while still appearing morally superior or morally above you here. Okay, so their hypocritical methods or tools or techniques is rooted in psychological fragileness. They're very fragile psychologically. So again, you're dealing with individuals that are not right in their mind. You're dealing with a lot of individuals that are very unsound in the mind or unwell within their mind here, okay? They need to feel superior at all times, and that requires twisting reality to fit their emotional needs. Remember, they need some form of an emotional outpour from you in order for them to sustain their stance in life, okay? If they admitted their own flaws, the entire illusion of power would collapse. Remember, they don't have any power. It's all an illusion. The power that they so-called have is from you. So you pushing into them, you pouring into them is what's making them feel like they have this false facade of power here. But the moment that you pull back your power, the moment that you call back your power, they don't have anything to show for what they have been trying to take from you here. Okay? So in their mind, what they do is justify. So hold on. So they create a double standard that keeps them untouchable, which cues to them being very hypocritical. Okay. In their mind, what they do is justified, but when they do the same exact thing, it's unforgivable. Ain't that something, child? Let's break that down a bit. Who are you? Okay, go ahead. In their mind, what they do is justified. But when you do the same exact thing to them, it's unforgivable. Ain't that something? That imbalance is how they maintain control. It's a mental imbalance, is what it is. It's a psychological imbalance. It's an emotional imbalance. It's a physical imbalance, is what it is. And they need for you to teeter-totter, or they need for you to come in because you're the one that's very balanced in nature. Mind, body, soul, physical, spiritual, etc., etc. And they need for you to bring in your balanced self to keep them balanced. But that's not what happens. That's not what happens when you are connected to someone that is very imbalanced. That's what happens to you eventually if you're not able to catch on in regards to what they're trying to do towards you here. Okay. They want to make sure the name of the game here is to make you unbalanced or imbalanced like themselves here, okay? So the more exposed they feel, the more hypocritical they become. That's the blueprint. That's the T. That's the gem. The more exposed they feel, the more hypocritical they become. Calling out their double standards triggers narcissistic injury, which is what you want. But if this is the path that you're going to go down, please be mindful that you're going to open up a can of worms that they feel that you cannot handle. You can handle it. Okay, it's a reason why they're coming towards you with their foolishness here. Again, you are the solutionist. They are the problem. They have a problem. They keep bringing a problem towards you. You finally see the problem for what it is. You have the solution to the issue in regards to the problem, and you're going to solve the hell out of the issue. If that makes sense, you solve the problem here. Okay. So, so calling out their double standards triggered narcissistic injury. So they fight back with denial, deflection, and manipulation. They fight back with denial, deflection, and manipulation. And they do this by hiding amongst other people because they can't beat you by themselves. So if they come together like a school of fish and feel that other people also can confirm or validate how they're feeling about you, then the denial, the deflection, and the manipulation will work. Okay. So their hypocritical ways become much louder and more blatant because they are trying to protect the false self that is crumbling. Narcissistic individuals love to connect with other people that are false, just like them. That's why people call them the flying monkeys, or people gang stalking, things of that nature. They're all on one accord. They all think the same. They all move the same. They have the same blueprint here. And if they're not careful, the flying monkeys is who I'm speaking about. If they're not careful here, they can actually succumb to what the narcissistic individual is pushing towards them here. And actually, that's what happened here. So in the end, the narcissistic hypocritical ways reveals the truth. That's why I keep saying sometimes, when you speak the truth, that's all you have to say. You don't have to argue. You don't have to fight with anybody. Just say what you need to say and move forward, right? But they don't expect for you to do that. They expect for you to have this tussle or this back and forth fighting with you and them here. They know that you're going to speak the truth, but they keep thinking or feeling that you're going to fight to continue to speak the truth. And you don't have to fight when it comes to truth. Just say what it is and move forward here. So in the end, their narcissistic hypocritical ways reveals the truth. They cannot live by the standards they force onto others. Their entire identity is built on contradictions, illusions, and emotional shortcuts. They need the facade more than they need the truth. And that is why their hypocritical ways is not just behavior, it's psychology. Okay, this is all psychological information that I'm going to give to you guys today. Narcissists operate from double standards because rules only apply when they benefit. It's a one-sided beneficial connection. They demand loyalty while being disloyal, honesty while lying, and respect while giving none. Their hypocritical ways are very intentional and is used as a tool of control, not a mistake, which is not a mistake here. They project their own behaviors onto you to avoid accountability. They want you to take responsibility for their behavior or their psychological, we'll say, downfall here, okay? That's why some of you guys, when you had moments where you thought that your mind was playing tricks on you, you may have had a breakdown, a mental breakdown, you know what I mean? Or this is what they were trying to do towards you here. They wanted you to have a mental breakdown so that way they want you to feel like how they're feeling here. Their ego cannot tolerate being wrong, so they twist reality to protect themselves. Hypocritical ways that they do, or their hypocritical ways help them maintain the illusion of feeling superior and moral high ground. Let me repeat that. Their hypocritical ways help them maintain the illusion of feeling superior and on a moral high ground. If someone is a contradiction and is very hypocritical at nature, where's the moral in that? There's no moral compass within that. Integrity and moral goes hand in hand, and they don't have either. So how is this going to work in the way that they think or assume that it's going to work? It's not. So when they're confronted, they respond with denial, deflection, or blame shifting. They blame you because you're able to see their hypocritical ways. Their hypocritical ways intensifies when they feel exposed or threatened because it's now all or nothing. You saw their nothing and they're trying to give you all of their nothing and they can't. All of nothing is nothing. That's what it is. Nothing plus nothing is nothing. Nothing minus nothing is nothing. Nothing times nothing is nothing. Nothing divided by nothing is nothing. No matter what they try to do or how they try to spin it, nothing is nothing. That's it. That's all. That's the truth. They believe their actions are justified, but yours are unacceptable. The reason why they feel yours is unacceptable here is because you're no longer feeding their ego. So they have a huge issue with that. Their contradictions reveal an emotional fragility they refuse to acknowledge. So because they're fragile within their mind, or more so psychologically here, they can't fathom that idea or they can't understand that mindset or that perspective here, that their contradiction is the reason why their emotions are very fragile. So this person is having a mental breakdown here because they refuse to acknowledge what they have done here. And more so, again, you're just sitting back and just watching it fall. It's like the world's on fire, if that makes sense, when it comes to narcissistic individuals here. And you're just watching them kind of like fall in front of everyone to see here because their ego is getting out of control. It's like a robot just going haywire, because I strongly feel narcissistic individuals are very robotic in nature. I strongly do. I do. They're very closed-minded. They're very mentally ill or mentally unwell here. And they follow a certain program, or more so an outdated program that you've completely graduated from. So within this outdated program that they keep trying to read from or to play from, there's a lot of viruses or a lot of illness that surrounds the outdated program that they refuse to let go. And when I say that, I'm speaking about from the psychological aspect of things. Remember, your mind is like a supercomputer. You have to be very aware in regards to the type of downloads or data that you compute within your mind. And they have nothing but poisonous point of views, poisonous egoic positions, poisonous downloads or data that they're trying to instill into you to ensure that you stay in a stuck situation here. I made a post earlier. Let me see if I can pull it up on Facebook and also YouTube. You need the truth to move forward. That's the truth. If you're surrounded by lies, you will always feel stuck because nothing around you is grounded in reality. You must be grounded or stay grounded as you maneuver in life or you maneuver on your day-to-day. That's why it's important that when you are meditating or you're in prayer mode, you want to make sure that you completely mind or your mind feels sound, or you feel very grounded as you are meditating, because the more you feel sound, healthily sound, the more the messages are going to come to you, however that resonates for you. Reality is what keeps you grounded. Illusions does not keep you grounded. Reality versus illusions. Reality is the truth. You're seeing it for what it is, despite whatever it may be, despite whatever's being shown to you. You acknowledge it as such, if that makes sense. Illusions, on the other hand, is nothing but lies. It's clouds. It's cloudy. You know, you're unsure. You're uncertain about things. And that's where they want to keep you in. They want to keep you in a state of illusions. But no, you have to take off the rose-colored glasses so that way you can see reality as such. Okay? So lies keep you walking in circles, literally, which is the loop, because that's what a loop is. A loop is literally a circle. That's what a loop is. Lies keep you walking in circles, replaying the same lessons, which is why a lot of us, including myself, may have been in some situations where we felt like we could not get out of the situation because the loop of the illusion kept playing over and over and over, like a record player. Once you put the needle on the record, it's going to keep looping over and over and over. And don't have a scratch on the record. Sometimes when you're trying to play that certain part of the song, if you're an audiophile, you know, if you like music like I do, I love music. But you ever had a record, and you put on the record player and you didn't realize maybe there was like a piece of lint or there was like a scratch on the actual record there, and you place the needle on the record and it starts to kind of like scratch, or it starts to repeat the same thing over and over and over until you actually stop it from being in that actual loop there. That's what they wanted for you here. So lies keep you walking in circles, replaying the same lessons, repeating the same wounds. So imagine you have a small wound, right? And you're not aware of the wound at the time. Okay. And they realize that they have created or they have injured you with a wound. It could be a psychological wound. It could be a mental wound. It could be a physical wound. It could be a spiritual wound. It could be a financial wound, however it resonates for you. But they know that they have been successful in creating a small tear within yourself somewhere, somehow, that it created some form of a wound. Eventually, if you're not paying attention to the cues or to the messages that divine or spirit or God or, universe and Jesus, etc., is given to you here, that wound is going to start to get bigger. It's going to start to tear. So it's like, for instance, you're coming down with a cold. You know that the cold is coming on. Your nose may be a little bit stuffy. Your throat may feel a little scratchy here. And you're like, you know what? Let me just ride this out. Knowing that a cold is coming upon, you should be taking the initiative to ensure that the cold doesn't kind of get out of place or get out of whack. You know what I mean? Sometimes we may tend to have to work, or we may have other duties or other things that don't allow us to tend to ourselves. So that's just an example here. But the more that you pay attention to the signs, the more you'll be quickly able to eradicate the actual thing that is trying to, stick upon you here, meaning the narcissistic individual here. So lies keep you walking in circles, replaying the same lessons and repeating the same wounds. And most of us have been in the same cyclic wound of, again, psychological wounds, a financial wound, a mental wound, emotional wound, etc., here, not realizing that we were actually hurting ourselves because we didn't see the signs. And I understand why most of us may not have been able to see the signs, because we did not have a new outlet or a new path to be able to differentiate or to compare and contrast, to understand and to comprehend that, hey, this particular loop that I'm on currently, something's not right here. If that makes sense. In order for you to see the truth as to how you need to see the truth, there has to be many different options. Many different options just stems from one other option. So if you're stuck in a certain space right now, currently, or a certain cycle right now, it is important, or more so imperative, to ensure that you have other outlets or other paths or other directions that can show you that you can do something different to get out of that cycle, if that makes sense. So let's say, for instance, we're all taking a swim somewhere. Let's say we at the pool and we're wanting to learn how to swim, but the instructor told us, hey, there are 3 ways that you can swim from the beginning to the end. And you try one way. This is just an example. Let's say you tried the breaststroke, right? But you realize the more that you're trying to breaststroke within the water here, you're realizing that you're getting tired much more quicker. But then, the swim instructor say, well, hey, try it this way, try a different way. So then you try the different option or the different method that the swim instructor gave to you, and you realize that one particularly works better for you besides the breaststroke or just regular stroke. And if that makes sense, in order for you to see the truth, you must have options in order for you to see the truth. Because if you don't have options surrounding the truth, you're always going to feel that you're stuck in the illusion. And illusions are nothing but lies. Does that make sense? So the truth breaks the loop. Truth gives you direction, multiple directions. Yes, it do. It gives you clarity. You have an aha moment, and it also gives you momentum. I just made an example in regards to swimming or swim class. So the moment you remove the liars or expose the illusions, your life finally has the space to move the way it was always meant to move. So let's break this down with my cards now. Ooh, well, dang, that jumped out. Dang, okay, we got story. Okay, who's that, boo? Let me know. If anybody acting stupid, let me know. Okay, let me get him out of here. All right. Okay, perfect. We got the trash out. Don't worry about that, boo. Yeah, okay. So let's keep moving forward. So we have story here. Okay, story is in reverse here. So their story is not adding up to what they said. Basically, the contradictions that they have been using that they thought they could use as truth or utilize as truth here is no longer working. So their story is basically null and void. Okay. We have power here. We have freedom. They're both in reverse. Okay. Three cards so far in. Story is in reverse. Power is in reverse. Freedom is in reverse. That literally sums up illusions. I'll break it down. The story is in reverse. They're not able to utilize their illusions to plow through the illusion of their story. Power is in reverse. Since they don't have the energy to move forward, or they don't have the energy to speak the actual truth, the lies are superseding their truth because their truth is the actual lie, but they can't see it as such. They become powerless here. Okay. And then we also have freedom here. That's also in reverse here as well too. So with story, power, and freedom here, these are the three things that you need in order to move forward if it was upright. You need the story, which is the truth, to speak up, to let other people know what took place. You need power behind the story because the power is in your voice. That's what's going to give you the opportunity or the green light to move forward here. And then also freedom. Now you're feeling much more free because you finally have the truth, or you're able to see the truth in the way that you need to see it. All three of these cards are in reverse here. They don't have any storyline anymore. They never had any power to begin with. It was borrowed power from other people, and they never had freedom. So since they don't have these three attributes that is truly needed for the truth to be seen in the way it needs to be seen, they're crashing out. This is the funeral dress right here, okay? And the funeral is what it is. It's the end of everything. They took all of their precious time and energy away from themselves. They did. Them being very hypocritical within themselves is the reason why they're the one that's falling in front of everyone to say, hey, Lovey, hey, Brian. Lost. They lost their marbles. Yeah, they lost their damn mind, child. They sure did. Due to them being very hypocritical. And they're trying to prove to other people that they were never hypocritical to begin with. They're trying to prove to other people that they weren't trying to contradict the story or the timeline here. And every time that they keep trying to prove it, they just make themselves even look more hypocritical and more contradictory. See, we have the intellect here. The intellect is in reverse. This thing is really funny, right? Because I know I'm in school to be a psychoanalyst here. I love everything psychology. And I just think it's really funny that when you're dealing with narcissists in this caliber here, the lengths that they will go to ensure that their lies are never seen in the public here. But at the end, as I mentioned before, because of that's all they have, remember their armor or their tools rely on them lying about their life, lying about their physical attributes, their emotional attributes, their psychological attributes, their mental attributes, etc., etc. They rely on their lies to keep them moving forward. But what powers the lies in order for them to keep moving forward? Your energy or the truth as to who you are. Because to be honest here, they truly want to be you, but they can't be you until or unless they're able to contradict the story. So if they're able to contradict the story in regards to what you've experience with this person here, and people are willing to side with the contradiction of the lies that they're speaking about you here, well, this is where they're getting the power from. Again, you hold the power, you hold the key or the energy to yourself here. And if you're not careful in regards to your energy, there are going to be people out here that are going to consistently and constantly try to take as much as they can from you. And that's not right to you, and that's not fair to you at all. It's not. It's just not. They know this. Do you know this? Do you know your power? Do you know your strength? That's a question that you'll need to ask yourself, Divine Collective. Do you know your power? And the more that you know who you are, the more it's going to metastasize. We have the rabbits here, or fertility. Rabbits are known to be very fertile. The more you're going to grow. And if you grow or supersede the goalposts that they keep trying to push in your way or place in your path here, the more you're going to be able to, number one, surpass them. Number two, you're going to grow. And then you're going to blow them heifers out the water. You gonna blow them out the water, boo. And they don't expect for you to do that. Remember, they need an emotional outpour from you in order for them to swim. They want to swim in your emotional outpour. You wait, and you wait, and you'll never be. And yeah, and yeah. They want you to yell and scream at them because that's what makes them float. They need the depths of your emotions to make them feel big and bad. And no, when you take away the water, right? Let's say it's a pond, right? And the pond is being filled by your emotions that you just keep pushing and pouring into them. You crying, you yelling, you screaming at them, and they just sitting there and they just taking it and they just eating it up here. And the more they're eating it up, the more their cup is being filled. But if you stop giving them what they're looking for, no emotions, no energy, and they're in this pond, eventually the water or the emotions that you were giving to them is going to be eventually drained or dried up. So all that is left within this pond of theirs is nothing but dirt. You ever seen a pond being drained out? And when you realize the pond is drained out, you see what is left at the bottom. It could be fish, dead fish. It could be trash. It could be rubbish or whatever. However, here a pit. Stamp states on Instagram, they're in a pit of themselves. Or we can put it this way: when all the water dries up here, they left in nothing but dirt, and they can't get themselves out the dirt that they created for themselves. That's the shocker. That's the shocker here. That's the shocker. Oh, goodness gracious, child. That's the tea. Somebody having tea right now? Somebody could be drinking oolong tea or Earl Grey? Earl Grey tea. Someone loves those different types of teas, okay? And it's blowing up in front of their face here. Yes. It is. So Brian states on TikTok, it sounds like a personal problem for them. That's exactly what it is. It is a personal problem. It is. It's personally their problem. 100% yes, it is. Somebody's playing Legos, or you like Legos, or you could be a Lego dealer, or you can collect Legos. So take it how it resonates, okay? Someone is from Upland, UPLAND, Upland. Someone's from Toronto, Saratoga, Ottawa. I'm also hearing Hunchback of Notre Dame, so that could be a favorite movie of yours, however it resonates. We have the dark and we have eyes here. The dark and eyes. They couldn't see in the dark. They depended on you to see in the dark. Let me repeat that. They could not see in the dark. That's why they were always fumbling or fidgeting within the dark. They needed the light of others. You were the light. You are the light. That's where your energy comes from. That makes sense. This is figuratively speaking, of course. But in order for them to be able to sustain their darkness, they needed your light in order for them to sustain their darkness. If you look closely here, there's an eye right here. There's an eye here and there's an eye right here. It was like they were blinded to the darkness. They prefer darkness because it makes them feel very comfortable. It makes them feel very whole. It makes them feel very protected. That no one would ever be able to see what they have been trying to do towards you here. And that failed miserably. I'll even use this as an example. Alaska. I just saw something, I think on TikTok somewhere, that Alaska, yesterday was the last day that a certain part of Alaska is going to see daylight. Now, I've never ever lived in a space where, there's no daylight. There's like maybe, I guess like 6 months of darkness and then like 6 months of light. I wouldn't be able to handle that. I'm being so fair with you. I wouldn't be able to. That would completely knock off my circadian cycle. I can't deal with stuff like that. But I'm going to use this as an example here. When it comes to the dark, you still need the light to be able to see. And in some cases here, some people might not be able to stay in 100% darkness here without the light. They knew this. They knew for a fact that they could not 100% work or 100% be operable in 100% darkness. At some point in time, they needed light, some form of light, meaning you coming apart, you complimenting them, you giving them energy, you making sure that they're good, you making sure that they're this and stuff like that. And in the moment that they got full of your light, they just kind of like take it away from you, or more so snuff it away from you. That makes sense here? So with the dark here, they could not 100% be very operable in the dark without your light. But now there's no light whatsoever. They don't know what to do with it. Some people who live in those certain areas of the world here, I've heard, because I watch YouTube and I love National Geographic, right? Because I like to learn about different cultures and backgrounds, things of that nature. I've learned that some individuals may have to take some form of like medicine, or they may have to create actual light while they're in the midst of darkness there. Some people get very sick because they have not been able to see light in a very long time. This is them. You took your light away from them and they got very sick because they cannot live without the light. But yet they refuse to get out of the dark 100%. Does that make sense? They needed for you, in order for them to operate in this world, they needed your light to operate in this world. Thank you. Everything is dark. Their mind, the way they do things, the things that they speak, the psychological DNA and aspects surrounding them, everything that they do is very dark. And they think that's the way it's supposed to be. They're very limited in the way that they perceive the world. Going back to my notes here. Lies keep you walking in circles. What's a circle? That's all it is. A circle is nothing but darkness. There's no opening within the circle. Let me see if I can draw a circle. Let me show you exactly what I mean. Give me a second. Ain't got no paper here, child. There ain't got no paper. Hold on. Okay, yeah. Let me give you an example. Here's the circle. Nothing can come out of it. There's no light escaping and there's no light that can go in it. And I'll even go extra further. Now I'm actually drawing in even more into the actual circle. And the more I draw into the circle, the more darker the circle becomes. There's no light that can go in and there's no light that can go out. So since they're stuck in this loop, or the cyclic of loop here, every time they keep walking in the circle, it just keeps getting darker and darker and darker until they fall into this abyss of a mess. That's what's happening to them here. They're falling into this abyss of a mess here, and they're trying to figure out what they can do or say to get back in your good spirits here so they can get out of complete darkness. Does that resonate? So I'll take you on your comments. So Brian states, damn, I wish they would go get help. No, they won't get help because they refuse to acknowledge it. Remember, you need the truth in order to be able to acknowledge what's in front of someone's face. They can't acknowledge that something is off of them. They refuse to acknowledge that they need help. So because they refuse to acknowledge, they're going to remain in the dark. And you came into the picture to try to help and assist them with getting help. And what happened to you? Some of y'all almost were dead from this situation, just from trying to help or assist them. So you can't help everyone. You just can't. I would love to. In the perfect world, I would love that. But in this world here, you just can't. You can't. Because it almost costs you your life, your livelihood, your finances, your mental, your physical, everything. You can't. You can't help everybody. That's exactly the ploy, to be honest, where they want you to sit in or to fall in. They want you to come in, or they're trying to lure you in under the guise that they need help. They do need help, but they refuse to acknowledge it. And if a person refuses to acknowledge that they need assistance or help, it's just going to fall on deaf ears. It really is. Do I have any mods in here? Hold on, y'all. Give me a sec. Cool Karma, can I make you a mod? Because you be on here all the time. And Kara as well. Kara. Can I make you guys mods? My other mods probably doing their thing, and that's fine. Okay. Okay, I don't even know who you are, so you out of here. Okay. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so I'm asking if Cool Carmen would like to be, okay, perfect. I'm about to make you a moderator. If they acting funny or stupid in the comments, just get rid of them. They only get one shot over here. One. Don't time them out. Just get them the hell up out of here, okay? Yeah, just get them out of here. Perfect. All right. And then I do Cara as well too. So yeah. All right, perfect. All right, perfect. So they block. We don't have time for foolishness, riffraffness, BS. Okay, so you guys are moderators. Thank you guys for assisting. All right. Anyone else within all of my social media outlets, if anyone is acting goofy, you can put sirens in the comments and we'll take care of them. Okay. Thank you. All right, let's keep moving forward. Shoot, I take this one. Community here. So they're making themselves, hey, UK, they're making themselves look like fools. Okay? Remember, when you're speaking the truth, it's going to trigger. It's going to trigger a lot of people. Hey, Australia. Hey, boo. How you doing down under? Hey, Dana. All right, let's see. What else, Spirit? Aha. So with the community here in the darkness here, the community is shocked by their darkness. Okay, yes. The community is really, really, really shocked by their darkness here because they're realizing just how dark and evil spirited that these individuals could be. Someone's making corn soup or potato soup. Okay? All right, let's see. Yeah, we have tower moments here and anger issues. Okay, yeah. Tower moments and anger issues here, and they're very angry that you won't give them light. You won't give them life. That's what light is. Light is life, is what it is. You are the light. You give life anywhere you go. When you go into a room or you go into a store, be prepared. You're going to see people turning heads. They may stopping at you. They may be looking at you. It's not a like, oh, what you looking at? No, it's your light. You're going to start to see more of that. The more that you're healing yourself, the more you're going to glow. And you're going to start to see more and more people starting to kind of stop on what you're doing or stop on what they're doing to kind of look at you. It's like an awe moment because of the glow that you have. Okay, so with anger issues and tower moments here, these individuals are very angry because you snuffed their light. You were the light. You took away the light. It's like you are the sun. You could be a Leo energy. And we need the sun to live. We do. The sun has many different benefits that benefit us, humans, life, source, everything. Without the sun, we wouldn't exist. Let's just call it what it is. Think of yourself as the sun in this person's reality, which you were. In the moment that the clouds came, because all they kept doing was just keep pushing clouds and pushing clouds surrounding this big bright sun that you are, because that's what you emit. You give life. You are life. You give life, if that makes sense. And the moment that they keep trying to cloud up your sunny ways or your sunny energy, you said, man, get the hell out of here. Well, let me take my sun, let me go elsewhere. And that's what you did here. Karma and secret here. That's the secret to it all. You took the light away that they were just taken from. Even weeds need sun to grow. Even the weeds of a flower bed need sun to grow. And without the sun, the weeds can't grow. It's time for you to pull up parts of your garden bed that no longer serves you. It's time for you to pull up the weeds that are stunting your growth, because that's what weeds are. It stunts your growth in many ways, shape, or form. That's the secret. You got to pull up the weeds so you can grow. You can't crowd your bed or your garden bed of self if you're wanting to grow. You got to let it go. You got to pick it up. You got to pluck it. You got to throw it away. You got to do whatever you need to do so no one is crowding your space, your produce, your crops, you. Someone's name is Monica. We have shocking message and stuck energy. And this is why they're stuck, because they're shocked that you ain't giving them nothing. You ain't giving them a goddamn thing. You could be an Aries or they could be an Aries. Okay. Hey, Qua, however it resonates. Okay. Yeah. Narcissist that's going through financial failure. They've always been in financial failure, financial ruins. They only got their finances through the backs of other people or through the light of other people or the truth from other people. They knew you were speaking truth and they capitalized off of your truth. Some people do that. Liars love to capitalize off of other people's truths, because this is when they try to step into the shoes of the person that's speaking the truth. And this is how they're able to capitalize off of the person who's actually speaking the truth here. But self-control is in reverse, because when you stepped away or when you pulled away or disconnect here, you took your truth with you. Yeah, you did. You say what you need to say and then you took it with you. They're like, no, wait, whoa. So they don't have the blueprint in regards to how to emulate you. Could be a Taurus. Take it how it resonates. You could be a Taurus or they could be a Taurus. Someone name is Whitley or Whitney. Whitley, Whitley, or Whitney. Or you can listen to Whitney Houston. Okay? They're scared of their own energy, or they're scared of their own dark energy. They can't thrive in their own dark energy. Remember, seeds are born in the dark. A baby is born in the dark. It's completely submerged in darkness. A baby, a seed. And it needs to be some form of light or some form of a balance so that way that energy can grow or that baby can grow or that seed can grow. You need a balance in everything. They have no balance. All they know how to do is cheat other people. That's all they know how to do. Sad. I keep hearing the Wayne Brothers the Wayne Brothers theme song. We're brothers, we're happy, and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five. We got burnt out here, and they burnt out. Of course they burnt out. There's no light surrounding them. If you're lighting a candle and you're trying to make this candle stick, or you're trying to make this candle light continue to light, but it keeps burning out for whatever reason here, eventually it's going to burn out. It's going to snuff out. They snuffed themselves out, boo. They sure did. Could be a Leo or a Virgo. However it resonates. You could be the Leo, or they could be the Virgo. Or you could be the Virgo, they could be the Leo. However it resonates. Okay? And they're pretending like everything is A-okay. That's okay. Liars pretend a lot. Truthful people don't have to pretend. You get into the habit of comparing and contrasting words. Yes. Y'all know I love my words too. You know me, I like me a good etymology, right? Get into the habit of contrasting words, comparing and contrasting words. Truthful people don't ever have to pretend. What are you pretending for? What are you pretending with? You don't ever have to pretend because, again, that's what the truth is. Versus a liar has to continue to pretend to give off the illusion that that thing is so-called truth. And when you take away the pretending parts of it, oh, no, wait, no. Oh, my God. Now they feel very vulnerable. Now they feel like that they can't move forward. Now they feel like that they don't know what to do with themselves. Now they feel like that they're going through a mental breakdown or a mental something to where they need some form of guidance to get them out the situation. What is the guidance? The light, the truth. That's the guidance. They don't want the truth to what they're doing. They don't want the truth as to what they did to you. They prefer to stay on that path of darkness, and that's okay. What they got to do with you? Okay, let them. But they need help. Okay, you can't help them because if you attempt to, you will put your life in danger. Let's talk about it. Stop helping people that refuse to help themselves. Let me repeat that. Stop trying to help others who refuse to help themselves. Some people wouldn't even know what to do with the help if you were to give it to them in a beautiful basket with a big red bow on top of it. They wouldn't even know what to do with it. Stop helping people that refuse to help themselves. Help you first. Who cares if they call you selfish? Who cares if they call you mean-spirited? Who freaking cares? You have all that you need within yourself. They're mad because they can't have what you have within yourself. A connection to self is a connection to source. A connection to source is a connection to yourself. That's the team. That's the blueprint. That's the compare and contrast, if you want to put it in that way. You want to be successful? Connect with whoever you connect with. Spirit, God, Jesus, universe, Krishna, Buddha, ancestors, divine source. However way y'all do y'all thing, because there's many different walks of life here. Connect with that source energy, divine source, creator energy. And the more you connect with that creator energy, the more you're going to be able to connect with self. Because that creator energy is going to tell you, Matumbo, the Kimbe Matumbo, don't do that. That source telling you, don't, what you doing? Don't do that. And then you get your head knocked between the dryer and the washer. And that ain't a nice feeling. Trust me, I know. That ain't a nice feeling, okay? At all. So the minute that your glow up is in front of everyone to see, now they think you're showing off. Who cares? Who cares? They weren't saying that when you were giving them all of your time, effort, and energy. They weren't saying you were showing off then. They're only saying that once you separated from them. Again, they don't make sense. They're very nonsensical in nature. And this is why they feel broke, mind, body, and soul. Mad at you because you refuse to share your riches with them. The innate parts of self is where the riches are within yourself. And they're mad because you refuse to share that with them. No, you got your own riches from connecting to source. Let them get their own. If they don't know how to do that, well, then I don't know what to tell them. That's on them. But don't ever put your riches, your self riches, on a line for someone that's in a deficit of life or in a deficit of surviving. Because that's what a deficit is. It doesn't have anything. It's nothing. You have it all creator, source, divine, etc., etc. That's the all. So the more you are connected to all, the more all you can have. Does that make sense? Well, I can have it all. You sure can. I can be happy. That's being having all. I can be wealthy, however that resonates for you. I could be spiritually happy. I can be emotionally happy. I can be physically happy. I can be psychologically happy. I can be mentally happy. I can have it all. Yes, you can. Don't let nobody tell you differently. Yes, you can. You can have it all. If you're connected to all, you can have it all. That's going to resonate differently for all of you guys here. But you can have it all. Yes, you can. They don't because they don't know how to. They can't because they don't know how to. They're a cunt that can't is what they are. Yes, they are cunts that can't. They can't do it. And they spite you because you can. It is what it is. Could be an Aquarius. Somebody eating a pilaf rice, or you're making pilaf rice. Someone's making macaroni and cheese or baked mac and cheese. Aquarius is here. Take it how it resonates. You could be the Aquarius, or they could be the Aquarius. Hey, Supreme, however it resonates. They ain't stopping anything but themselves. The hell wrong with them? What the hell wrong with them? Shoot. And all of their darker parts is bringing forth a lot of legal matters to them. So what's in the dark comes to light. Yes. Hey, Good Loaf. Everything that they had in the dark, hey, Cynthia, everything they had in the dark is coming to light and is bringing forth a lot of legal matters. I'm learning as I am ascending for myself. I'm not arguing and fighting. If you're doing silly things, I'm just going to put you in court. Yeah. Put your money where your mouth is. You said what? Oh, okay. All right. And I'm going to let you talk too. All right, whatever. La-di-da, ho-hum, ho-hum. La-di-da. You said what now? Okay. That's all you got to say? What else you got to say? That's how you really feel? Okay, say it. Yeah. I'm just going to let you talk. Then when them papers arrive, you be like, oh, no, I didn't mean that way. Yeah, I keep saying there are many ways to skin a cat. Yes, there are many ways to skin a cat, and that's just a saying, okay? That's just a saying. Oh, man. They toxic. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody could be listening to Usher. Or you love Usher. But they're very toxic in nature. They're like spoiled produce. That's what they are. You ever notice when you buy produce, let's say from a farmer's market or a grocery store, and you didn't realize that there was one bad, let's say apple within the whole bag of the produce, and you still bought it anyways, and you bring it home and you put it in the fridge or you put it in your bowl, whatever. You didn't realize until maybe a couple days later that one of the apples actually became bruised. And when you're going to go eat that apple, you realize that that one apple spoiled the rest of the whole produce. That's them. They're a rotten apple. Call it what it is. oh no, you shouldn't say that. Then what should we actually say? See, the thing is with society, and I'm going there, society doesn't want people to be very direct and firm in the truth that they speak. It's too harsh or it's too brash. Oh no, they can't take that. Well, so we're supposed to sit here, the ones that are actually speaking the truth and being unapologetically ourselves, being very 100% thorough and authentic with ourselves. We're supposed to bypass or dumb down our authenticity for someone that continues to tell malicious lies. Make it make sense. So we should be penalized for speaking truth, but they're not penalized for spreading lies and putting people in harm's way for spreading lies. Make it make sense. This world is ass backwards. It truly is. And I'm not living an ass backward life. Absolutely not. They want to keep you in a space or suspended in a space where you just keep going in circles over and over and over again. I refuse. Get me the hell off this ride. I'm not going to play anybody's games. I'm not in the game of Jumanji, and I'm not going to be in anybody's ride. Get me the hell off this ride. There are plenty of times I've been on buses, public buses, and the bus driver was driving like a bat out of hell. You know what I did? I got off at the next stop. You ain't gonna be driving me crazy. I don't care. Hell nah. You ain't driving me crazy like that. No, if I even get in the car with somebody, you ain't gonna have me whiplashing and shit. No, You gonna drive right or you gonna pull the hell over and I'm gonna figure out how I need to get to. Yeah, you are in control of the speed of your life. Let me repeat that. You are in control of the speed of your life. Don't allow anyone to take control over the speed of your life. As long as you keep moving forward consistently, gracefully, doesn't matter the speed. But remember, you are in control of the speed of your life, not other people. Because some people will realize, oh, you're going too slow. Oh, I need to get around you. Oh, no, I need to give you some. I need to give a thrill. No, I don't want no thrill in my life to put myself in danger. No, sir. No, ma'am, and no, sir. You don't want that. I don't want that at all. So no, pull over this damn bus and let me catch me an Uber away for the next bus. Yeah, I've done that before. I remember one time I was living back in Philly. I was going to college. And the bus driver, I don't know how, the bus driver had his seat leaned back. I don't know how. And he was like driving like this. I was like, what? And it was just whiplashy because the turns in the area of Philly, it had a lot of turns and people literally was holding on because of the way he was whipping the bus. I said, no, I'm getting the hell off this damn bus, child. I can't do it. No, he ain't gonna get me. You could be a Pisces or they could be a Pisces, however it resonates. Someone's name is Anita or Anitra, A-N-I-T-R-A, Anitra. Somebody's eating a Jamaican patty or cocoa bread. You can make your own cocoa bread. I love me some cocoa bread. It's been a while since I've been to New York. Yeah, I have to come and check New York soon, for real. It's been a while. Oh, it's been a while. Anywho, we have hit an agenda. Somebody could be drinking the Solo or an Apple J. Or a ting, T-I-N-G. Okay, if you're West Indian, you'll know what a ting is. But yeah, somebody could be drinking a ting, or you could be drinking porridge or eating porridge here. But we have hit an agenda. All right. Somebody's eating basmati or basmati rice, fragrant rice. Okay, so what could be eating Mediterranean food or Greek food. But there's a Pisces here that's very toxic in nature, and you were able to decipher or plow through their toxicity and realize that they had a hidden agenda towards you. This is very specific, so take it how it resonates. Either you're the Pisces or you were dealing with a Pisces. But nonetheless, there's someone here that had a hidden agenda of trying to get you to keep reaching out to them and calling them and checking up on them and seeing how things are with them, but they would never give that same sentiment back to you or in return here. So you completely disconnected from this Pisces energy if it resonates. It don't have to be actual Pisces. I'm just going by what the cards say, okay? Just take it how it resonates, of course. But with intuition or intuitive here, you realize that this person was playing a one-sided mental game with you here. Again, narcissistic individuals, all they have are mental games. That's it. That's it. They don't even have the emotional bandwidth to deal with you. That's why they keep running away from you, because they can't deal with you emotionally. They just want to take what they can from you emotionally and try to use it as such or give it to other people. No, you would not utilize my energy for another person or another being. I don't give a damn who it is. Go get your own energy. Go get your own, go get your own foolishness. You would not utilize me in any way, shape, or form in that way. Absolutely not. And stand firm on it. You could be not you, sorry. Family members could have been doing this towards you here. Sister, brother, uncle, cousin, father, mother, grandmother, grandfather, whoever, however, in the family dynamic. Even a child, adult child, young child, however it resonates. No one is exempt. They don't like these sudden changes that you're on, or the path that you're on, because you decided to bet on you first. A lot of immense changes are happening for you here, and they don't like it. Oh, well. Tell them cry them a river. Tell them to get the smallest violin shit. Tell them call Justin Timberlake. They can call Timberland, and they can cry themselves a river. We don't give a damn. Tis what it is. Bad luck. Uh-huh. Cry me a river. Oh, cry me a river. Cry me. And they're angry because you refuse to see their cue of crying. Oh, the collective don't love me. That's true. Be honest. Be honest. This is the narcissist. Oh, the collective don't love me. The collective don't care about me. Yes, that is the truth. Don't dance around the bush, the burning bush at that. They're the burning bush. Don't dance around that foolishness. Oh, the collective don't care about me. Oh, the collective is this. Okay, yup, that's the truth. Who cares? They won't talk about why you were able to get to that position as to why you don't care. They won't. So who cares how they feel about what they say about you? Who cares? And that infuriates them because you don't care. You're not supposed to. Why would you care about someone that don't care about you? Let's break that down. Why would you care about someone that don't care about you? They're not the only person in this world. They're not. They want you to feel like they're the only person in the world. Hence the reason why they say things like, you'll never find someone like me. Good. Excellent. Excelente. Magnifique. Chef's kiss. Great. I would never ever want to find someone like you. Absolutely. So yes, thank you. They angry for that too. Tell the truth. Shoot, tell the truth. They expect you to be like, so example, oh, you don't care about me. Oh, no, that's not true. I do care about you. That's what they want from you. That's what they want you to lead with or to follow after. They want you to feel like you care. They want you to have sympathy for them. What happens if you don't have any sympathy for them? Life moves on. Life goes on. They stay stuck in their ruts and you move forward out of the rut that they wanted you stuck in. You're not obligated to feed anybody's insecurities. Let me repeat that. You're not obligated to feed or to heal anyone's insecurities. You can't do that anyways. You could talk to them till you blue in the face and you know that they're insecure deep down in their heart here. You can't heal them unless they're not ready to heal. So what exactly are you doing, collective? It's a ploy on words, mental games, head games. And the mental game is more so invisible. So they can't know, or so they make sure that you can't see the games that they're playing. What do you think mental games are? Can you see a mental game? Literally and figuratively, can you see a mental game? No, you can't. That's why sometimes, or most times, when us, the collective, are going through these things, it is invisible because we can't see it, to compute it, to understand it. Does that make sense? Oh, you're delusional. You don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you're in confusion. Oh, you're this, you're that. Yeah, you seeing what's happening here. You're feeling what's happening here, but they trying to tell you otherwise. Stay away from riffraffs as such. These are riffraff. This is riffraffness at its finery. Yes, it is. It is pure riffraffness at its finest. These narcissistic individuals. A mental game is an invisible game. That's what it is. It only becomes visible if, or unfortunately, you have a mental breakdown. That's when it becomes visible. That's when people realize, oh, whoa, what happened to the collective? What's going on with the collective? But it didn't happen in that way. It's happening to them in that way because they can't stay out their head about you. They're the one that's falling down and falling in front of everyone to see, falling flat on their face. Because people realize the type of game that they played. Yes, most people play silent games with you. This is how they keep themselves at the advantage, to do silent things towards you. So when you speak up, there's no evidence. But as I mentioned to you guys before, there's always evidence when it comes to a liar. Always. Always. No matter how much they try to spin it, there is always evidence when it comes to a narcissistic liar. Yes. Get out of the invisible games that they're trying to play with you. They call you one day and they go ghost. That's a game. It's an invisible game. They don't want you to see. They just want you to act. Why is the collective acting that way? What's going on with the collective? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. So now they're trying to make you feel like it's really all in your head, and it's not. Does that make sense? They get in your head to make it feel like it's all in your head. Illusionary games, invisible games is what they play. And if you completely close that up or paint it up or create a brick wall between you and them, this is you, this is them. I'll spin you this way. This is you. This is the wall. This is you. And this is the, yeah. Woof, 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 meow, meow, meow. Roar, yeah. And you're like, lighter. And all that's just bouncing back onto them. Now they're the one that's caught in their own game. What's going on with the karmic? What's going on with that narcissistic person? Oh, wow. Something not right with them. Yeah. Something not right. They off. Something. They're challenged by their own consumption of lies. They're challenged by their own consumption of lies. Let me repeat that again. They are challenged by their own consumption of lies. They can't handle the lies that they utilize to challenge others. I never said that. Now they want to act like Goofy from Goof Troop. I never said that. That's not true. And that's how they look, like a goddamn goof. They made a poor investment surrounding their social conditioning because they were socially conditioned to get other people to validate how they wanted other people to see them. Who got time for that BS? They socially conditioned themselves, or they were susceptible to the social conditionings to the point that they made a huge, grand, poor investment for themselves, not for you. Because in order for it to stick, you have to agree to it. Don't agree to it. Oh, you ain't calling me, you ain't texting me. Okay, bye, see you. Who cares? You ain't reaching out to me, see how I'm doing. Okay, who cares? Become your own best friend first and initially. First and foremost, poor investment in social conditioning. They needed the validation of other people just to feel wholesome. They needed the social conditioning, or they needed the validation of the social conditioning from other people just to feel wholesome. Well, what happens if you take away that? So the validation from them? They're not going to feel whole because they were never whole to begin with. External influence. They were externally influenced by the social conditioning of society. And society put in their head that they have to do this and they have to do that. And if you want somebody to like you, you have to destroy the other person to make yourself feel stronger and better, and nothing but fear. The program of fear is what it is. That's it. Social conditioning puts you in a space of fear to be externally influenced by that such thing, fear. And when you looking at that thing, you were like, man, get the fuck out of here with that weird Get out of here with that. You want me to fear you? And you laughing at them. They'll be like, wait, hold on, wait. You don't fear me? Nah, little nugget. We don't fear you, little dog. Fear you for what? They fear themselves. They fear the social conditioning of not being able to have validation of the external influence from others. So what exactly are we supposed to fear? Come on now, little dog, little chief. Come on, man. What you talking about? Fear what? False evidence appearing real. That's what fear is. False evidence appearing real. That's what it is. So you're afraid of false evidence that you can understand and comprehend and compute that it's not real, it's false? Does that make sense? I mean, come on, man. There's no reciprocation on their end. None. And they show you that time after time after time. What's in it for me? What do you mean? What am I going to get out of this? That's how they lead with life. What am I going to get out of this? No reciprocation, just based on what they can get from you. And just expect you to just drain you and leave you high and dry after they got all that they could from you. External influence, social conditioning, poor investments, and it started in the family dynamic or the nuclear family. Take it how it resonates. That's where most of this narcissistic mayhem actually starts from. The family was a poor investment into your life. Yes, they were, for ones that resonate. Family comes in many different shapes, sizes, and forms. So take that how that resonates. But the family had a poor investment when it came to your upbringing. Yes, it did. which led to social conditioning and the external influence of others. That's how some families, not all, that's how some families operate in the world. Due to the external influence of the social condition that they think is okay or they think is healthy. Social conditioning will never be healthy. I have to be socially conditioned. You have to be socially conditioned to confirm external influence or validation from others. That doesn't make sense. Because yet again, all you're going to be in is in this circle or this loop here if you continuously keep trying to find external influence from other people. No, absolutely not. Come on. It says spoken truth, unspoken truth, to be honest. Yes, Danny Rodriguez states on YouTube, so the outside perception is perverted. In so many words, yes. From this perspective, yes. An example, somebody call you up to go to a party or a little get together, and your spirit is telling you don't go to that party. Your spirit is blaring at you. You better not go to that party. And you decide to go to the party. You decide to completely just ignore your inner guidance of self. You go to the party, something bad happened, man. And then when you finally get out by the skin of your teeth, you're like, shit, I knew I should have never went to that party. I knew I should have trusted my guts. I knew I should have trusted my intuition. So yes. The outside perception outside of you, it is. From other people's point of view, it is. Because people can come right up to you with a smiling face or a beautiful face or a handsome face here, and they can tell you, oh, no, that's not true. That's not true. The whole time it is the truth. But because of how they perceive themselves to you, oh, don't worry about it. I won't do nothing to you. I'm not going to hurt you. Man, I would never lie to you. Man, don't worry about that. Nah, we good. Yeah. And they only have a smiling faces or a beautiful or handsome face, and you decide to follow what they said was, to be the truth, and then you realize that you get stuck in some situation or environment or circumstance. Goodness gracious. Anything to disrupt your nervous system. Anything. We have shadow side, and humiliation here. Shadow side and humiliation here. They wanted to live out their shadows to humiliate you. And they know they could not live out their shadows if you were around or if you were speaking up in regards to what they were doing in their shadows. They didn't want to be humiliated. But they realized that you realized what they were doing, and they utilized their shadows in this instance or this perception here that it was okay to humiliate you because they so-called feel that you brought out their shadows, if that makes sense. Well, it's your fault that I'm acting like this. Well, it's your fault that things are going this way. It's not your fault. How is it your fault for speaking truth? What? What? Come again? What? Somebody eating barbecue chicken? Or you making barbecue chicken? Or you making roasted chicken? However that resonates. So you stepped away. As you should. You preserve the right to step away. Misread signs support. And they misread the signs when you stepped away. Because they thought that when you stepped away, they thought that they scared you to being in fear, is what they thought or assumed. And they assume wrong. Capricorn, you could be, they could be. I'll be back on much later for another live, okay? So we're going to have like a night read, okay? I'm going to start to do 2 reads a night. All right. Or sorry, 2 reads a day. Scorpio, take out resonates. Capricorn. Leo. Gemini. Actually, so what's your name? AGBT. Yeah, I'll take your comment. The bad guys won. Who cares? Yeah, they did win. Yeah, they won themselves a lifetime of pain. They won themselves a lifetime humiliation. They won themselves a lifetime of no support. They won themselves a lifetime of people seeing them for who they are. So yeah, they did win. Absolutely. Great way to look at it. They did win. We have Taurus. They won the grand prize. And they don't want the grand prize. Ain't that something? We got Aquarius here, child. They don't want the grand prize. We got Taurus. Capricorn. Pisces. So if that resonates with you, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Don't forget to grab this copy of this book here. It is called Wisdom Beyond Wounds. It is readily available for purchase on Amazon.com. Also, if you're wanting to join the group with us as well, too, definitely make sure you come on over to Facebook. We are growing in there. Yes, I think we're probably like 150 members so far. And this is a movement. Yes, it is. We are healing. We are thriving. We're going to make this a community-like setting where everyone is going to be very positive. Don't bring no negativity to my group because you're going to be kicked. You're going to be kicked off the group. I'm being for real with you. Don't bring any negativity over there. Bring your positive self over there. Let us thrive together. It's too much chaos that's going on in this world, and it's time to change that narrative. I'm growing a community of like-sounded mind individuals that are very positive and is wanting better for themselves and others as well. Okay, so if that sounds like you, you're more than welcome to come over and do the work, do the healing work as we are on a day-to-day. Okay, thank you so much for being here. You are truly appreciated, and I want you to know that every damn day that you are truly appreciated. Thank you, boo. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love and peace to you guys. Take care. I will see you in the next one. Bye, TikTok. Thank you so much for all the gifts. Mwah. Love you guys. Take care. YouTube, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Miles. I love you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.